Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. My name is Rachel. Today we're going to do a yoga flow for flexibility that is all about the lower body. So find a little bit of space to move. Let's get started, and just remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So let's start today in downward facing dog. Come over onto your hands, onto your knees. Spread those fingers nice and wide. If you are not ready to come into down dog, by all means, you can take child's pose. But if you are ready, let's tuck our toes under and lift on up into downward dog. So I want you all to take your dog for a nice walk. So really bend one knee and straighten the other, and then switch sides. Just feeling the length through the back of the legs, pushing into the palms to send the shoulders and the chest to the back of the mat. And you can get your hips involved, rocking those hips side to side, but just kind of move. Move, get a little warmed up. If you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. And just take your dog for a couple more steps. Awesome, you guys. If you're still in child's pose, you can start to come back up or come up into down dog. And then everybody, use an inhale and look between your hands. Exhale, walk your feet up to the top of your mat. As you inhale, lift your upper body halfway. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale, come back up halfway. Think about lengthening the back of the legs. Stick your butt out, lift the chest. Exhale as you fold. One more. Inhale, halfway. And exhale to fold. We're going to step our feet to the edges of the mat. Turn the heels in, the toes out a little bit. And then we're going to bend the knees. So if you come up here and you can't quite touch the floor and you're going to the lowest squat you can come into, stay here. I want you to just take the lowest squat that you possibly can take. How's that sound? So yogi squat is a low squat. If you're able to bring your hands to your knees or even the elbows to the inside of the knees, push those knees out a little bit wider, get into those hips, maybe even rock side to side a little bit, shake it out, whatever feels good. But nice low squat. Few breath here, you guys. Lift that chest. Lift the chin from the collarbone. Just feel. Just breathe. And then your hands can come to the floor or just start to straighten the legs. Turn the heels out a bit. Toes are pointing straight forward. Wide feet here. Inhale, lift your upper body halfway up. Exhale, let's fold back down. Inhale, halfway. Think about lengthening through the legs. Stick your butt out. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale. Bring your hands to the mat. Step your feet back into your down dog. Nice, you guys. So walk your feet all the way together. Use an inhale. Lift your right foot up. Exhale, let's send that foot through, dropping the back knee down and sinking into the hips. So you can keep your hands on the mat or you can lift the chest, but sink into those hips. You can even pulse it here a little bit. You can sink into the hips and then just kind of lift up a bit and then sink again. Nice, you guys. Just kind of move a little bit if it feels right, or just stay nice and still in that lunge. Another breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Let's bring our hands to the floor. We're going to step, or we're going to put that back foot onto the mat. So you're going to lift the knee, plant that back foot, and we're going to turn ourselves to face the front of the room or the side of the room, whatever direction you want to come. We're going to stand up. Take your toes, point them out to the corners, and then start to bend your knees. So instead of a really deep squat, I want you in the widest squat that you can come into. So you probably can't get the hips as low as you did before. I want your feet really wide, your knees really wide, and then just take your hands, place them on your legs, on your knees, and we're going to let that right shoulder just kind of dip to the middle. The whole time you're letting that shoulder kind of drop down, push your hands into your knees, push your knees to the back of the room and sink low. but getting into those hips the whole time. Nice, you guys. All right, let's switch sides. Bring that left shoulder, dip it down, push the hands into the knees. Nice, wide, wide squat. Awesome, you guys. Switch sides again. Drop that right shoulder and then the left shoulder. Awesome work, you guys. All right, what is the back of the room? Just keep walking your hands. You can bring your hands to the floor, but now that left foot is at the front, whichever direction you might be facing. We're finding that lunge. Don't worry, I'll get you facing the front again. And then if you want to pulse it out a little, you can come into the lunge and then come out, or you can just hang out in that nice hip stretch the whole time. A few more breaths here. All about that right hip flexor, the top of that quad. Nice, you guys. One more inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to the floor. We're going to start to turn ourselves back again so that we're in the middle of the mat. We're going to have a nice wide stance. All right. Instead of pointing the toes out, though, I want you to point the toes straight forwards. Maybe even in a little bit if you can. But legs are straight this time. We're just going to fold forward. Let the head be heavy. Feel the length in the legs. And fold. Nice, you guys. Staying here, just folding forward if you want. Or you can bring that right hand to the floor. Maybe it's just the fingertips. If you've got a block or something you can use, you can do that as well. But the right hand is going to come to the middle of the shoulders. So you're going to be nice and balanced. You're just going to twist. You're going to reach up with that left arm. Nice, you guys. Look up if you can, but just breathe. Awesome, you guys. Feeling the length through the legs, through the spine, through the neck. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, bring that left hand down. Put it right where that right hand was. Right in the middle of the shoulders. And then inhale, twist. Reach on up, look on up. Go as far as feels right. And then breathe. Awesome job, you guys. One more inhale. Exhale. Let's bring those hands to the floor. Fold forward one last time. One last time. Let the head be heavy. Hips are nice and high. And then slowly lift back up. Keep walking your hands back to what was originally the top of your mat. We're going to bring the back foot all the way up. Feet together or hip width apart. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold, planting the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Awesome, you guys. Taking just a few breaths here. If you want to pedal the feet, you can. If you want to be nice and still, be nice and still. But we're going to eventually move to have our feet together. So bring your feet together if you haven't already. If you're still walking your dog, take a second just to find a little bit of stillness. We're going to lift the heels off of the mat. Really, really high. Push the balls of the feet, the toes into the floor and lift the heels. Take another inhale. Exhale. Drop your heels towards the mat. Nice, you guys. Inhale. Lift the heels up. And exhale. Drop them down. Take an inhale. Down dog. Exhale. Bring your knees all the way to the mat. So we're going to sit on our heels. Sit on the heels. We're going to bring our hands behind us. So just leaning back a little bit, put those fingertips into the mat. We're going to be lifting our hips off of the heels. So if you want to just stay here, you can keep the hips down. But if you're feeling good, you're feeling ready for something different, just use an inhale, lift the hips up. They don't have to come crazy high, but as high as they want to go. And then just maybe let the head look to the ceiling or maybe fall all the way back, but just keep lifting the hips. I want you to squeeze your glutes here. Nice, you guys. Push into the tops of the feet, into the shins. Take another inhale and exhale. Lower your hips, your knees. Lower your hips. Stay leaning back. Let's go again. Inhale, lift the hips. Let the head fall back if you'd like, and exhale. Drop the hips down. One more. Inhale. Lift up and exhale. Bring the knees, bring the hips to the heels. Come forward a little bit, and then we're going to stand all the way up onto the knees. So you can move your knees out a little bit so you're nice and balanced. They can be hip width apart. And then I guess either be on the top of the feet or tuck the toes under, wherever you're more balanced. We're gonna reach our arms out in front and we're just gonna work our quads a little bit. You're just going to send the hips back and then bring them forward. Just a little bit of strength because I know we're getting into the flexibility side of things today. So just bring those hips back. Feel those quads work a little bit. Let's do one more. One more. Awesome, you guys. So bringing your hands all the way to the floor. We're going to have a seat. So bringing your legs out in front and then just roll over onto that left hip. So you can have your forearm down. Stretch the quad now. Bring the heel towards the glute. Nice, you guys. Really hug that heel towards the glute. And then slowly, let's release, roll over, and then onto that right hip. Hugging the heel towards the glute. Nothing fancy, just a nice quad stretch. Awesome, you guys. Starting to let go. We're going to lay all the way down onto our back. So come all the way down. Plant the feet though. Take your left foot and bring it over top of the right knee. Lifting the right leg up into the air if you want it, or just keep that right foot planted, hugging the knees or the legs towards the chest. Feeling this to that left side, that whole left leg. Nice, you guys. So you can stay here laying on your back. If you want to try to rock up to seated, keeping your legs crossed like this, you can. We're going to do the same stretch from seated. So you can bring that right foot to the floor, that right knee's bent. You can have your hands behind you, but just bringing the chest towards that top leg. So just an option. You can stay laying down onto your back if you want. Awesome, you guys. So if you did rock up, grab onto the back of that leg again. We're going to roll down. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Woo! Roll down, hug your legs in, and then unwind. Right foot's going to come over the left knee this time. You can keep the left foot planted. You can lift it up into the air. But just start here by hugging the legs in. Just as much as you need to feel that stretch. So good. Awesome, you guys. So if you rocked up on the other side, let's rock up on this side. Only if you want it. And then you can bring your hands behind you, wherever you feel most balanced. Nice work, you guys. If you rocked forwards, grab onto the back of the leg again and let's rock back. Woohoo! Awesome work, you guys. So unwind your legs, bring your feet back down, or not all the way back down. Your knees are going to come into your chest and then to the outside of it. So we're going to come into happy baby, reaching for the feet or for the toes, or you can just hang onto your knees. But thinking about bringing the knees towards the floor. So one last time to do something crazy, to rock yourself up to seated. This one's going to be harder, I think, because we're going to hang on to both of our feet. So you do not have to do this. You can stay laying down in your happy baby. But if you want to see if you can rock up, woo, to seated, and then come back down. Woohoo, happy baby, happy baby. Nice, you guys. I had envisioned myself staying in happy baby as I rocked up, but my feet immediately fell to the floor. That's okay though. So just hug the knees towards the floor beside you. Breathe. Awesome work, you guys. Starting to let go. Bring your knees together, your feet together, whatever, and just rock side to side. We're going to bring our feet all the way down to the mat and then move your feet to the edges. Move your feet right to the edges of the mat and think about bringing the side of your foot right in line with the mat. So your heel is almost coming out a little bit, depending on the shape of your feet, but your heel might be coming out a little bit again, depending on the shape of your feet. We're all different. So once you have your feet on the edges of your mat, just let the knees fall to the middle. If your knees touch, no problem whatsoever. You can bring your feet wider off of your mat and then let the knees fall back together. Just a little inward rotation. Awesome work, you guys. Using an inhale, just let the knees come back out. Heel toe your feet all the way together. Soles of the feet are going to come together. Let the knees come out wide. I'm not going to make you rock up to suited anymore, although it did cross my mind. But let's just lay down. Let the knees fall out to the side. You can place your right hand on your belly button, your left hand on your heart. Let's take a nice big inhale and exhale. Awesome work today, you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Stay here as long as you want or move into Shavasana. But until next time, namaste.